Welcome to the Economy of the Universe. I'm Leon Clark. This is the first episode in a series on the works of Bastiat. We will be examining his essay, That Which Is Seen and That Which Is Not Seen. This essay exposes the most common economic mistakes and uncovers the central fallacy behind them. Bastiat starts off with a parable, the broken window. The story goes like this. A boy has just hit a baseball and it has smashed the window of the shopkeeper's store. A crowd gathers round as the shopkeeper laments his poor fortune. Someone tries to look on the bright side, saying, "What would become of the glaziers if nobody ever broke windows?" The crowd begins to speculate upon this consolation. Now, the shopkeeper must pay $100 to the glazier to mend his window. The glazier will use the money to buy a new table from the carpenter. The carpenter, in turn, will use the money to buy a new phone, and so on. The money circulates, and industry and the economy in general is stimulated. Therein lies a fallacy. The problem with the crowd's reasoning is it only accounts for what is seen. It does not see that had the window not been broken, the shopkeeper would have used $100 which he spent on a replacement window to instead buy a new pair of shoes. So rather than having a window and a new pair of shoes, the shopkeeper merely has a window. The shopkeeper and society in general has lost out on a new pair of shoes. In both cases, the money would have been spent and circulated, encouraging industry. These cancel each other out. For the shopkeeper, however, the two cases have different outcomes. The crowd only saw two parties, the shopkeeper and the glazier, but they never saw the shoemaker, because he will never be seen. The shopkeeper's new window will be seen, but his new pair of shoes will not, because they won't come into being. The crowd only accounts for what they see. It may seem that this fallacy is obvious. However, in the coming episodes, we will show just how prevalent and ubiquitous and persistent it is. It inserts itself into almost every public policy debate in some way or another. There are three important economic lessons to take from this parable and apply to daily considerations about public policy. 1. Society loses the value of things which are uselessly destroyed. Senseless destruction is never the path to economic growth. 2. Everything has an opportunity cost. Every action has a cost of the next best foregone alternative. So all economic choices have a trade-off. Every dollar spent could and would have been spent elsewhere. So whenever looking at public policy, it is vital to look at not just what is seen, but also what is not seen. 3. A hidden fallacy is often exposed by taking it to its extreme. For example, while the broken window fallacy may seem to make sense in the example, it clearly would be folly for everyone to go around breaking windows and destroying property as a means to stimulate the economy. Applying these three lessons will put you ahead of many educated and smart people who, through ignorance, engage in pure fallacy when on countless issues, in one way or another, pose the question, what would become of the glaziers if nobody ever broke windows? I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you join me for the next one, where we will discuss the lesson applied to war. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, ideas, or anything else, please email me at theeconomyoftheuniverse@gmail.com. The link is in the description. Thank you.